Next question number 3, just opposite of the question number 2. Okay, here it is given that ABCD is a rectangle. ABCD is a rectangle and midpoint of ABP, midpoint of BCQ, midpoint of CDR, midpoint of ADS. And joining all these midpoints, we have to prove that this quadrilateral PQRS is a rhombus. This is the question. Okay, so like we did, I am joining the diagonal AC first. So we will get two triangles. From these two, I am taking triangle ABC. We know that P is the midpoint of AB and Q is the midpoint of BC. So we done is the P is the midpoint of AB and Q is the midpoint of AC. So by using midpoint theorem, we can write here PQ is parallel to AC and this line PQ is equal to half of AC. I written and putting it as equation number 1. What is the reason? You should write the reason inside the bracket by using midpoint theorem. Next I am taking the triangle ADC. So in triangle ADC, like this, we can write here SR is parallel to AC and SR is equal to half of AC. Equation number 2. From these two equations, we can write here PQ is parallel to AC, SR is parallel to AC. So PQ is parallel to SR. PQ is parallel to SR and PQ and SR are equal. Both are half AC, half AC. So, and PQ is equal to SR. So, we can write here in quadrilateral PQRS, the opposite side PQ and SR are parallel and equal. Therefore, we can write PQRS is a parallelogram. So, in these three questions, first of all, we have to prove that this PQRS is a parallelogram. And in these three questions, all these methods are same. Till here, we are using the same method. Okay, for proving PQRS is a parallelogram. Now, I am taking AD is equal to BC. Because we know that ABCD is a rectangle. This is a rectangle. So I am equating the opposite sides. AD is equal to BC. Correct? So I am writing here AD is equal to BC. Putting it as equation number. This I am putting it as equation number 3 and this one I am putting it as equation number 4. What is the reason? Opposite sides of rectangle are equal. Opposite sides of rectangle, which is given that in the question this is rectangle, right? So opposite side I am equating AD is equal to BC. So I am multiplying here half and here also half. So I am writing half of AD we can equate, which is equal to half of BC. Multiplying half on the left hand side and half on the right hand side. Okay. What is half of AD? Half of AD is this AS, this length, correct? And these two lengths are equal. AS and DS are equal. So half of AD. Instead of this half of AD, I am writing this length AS. So instead of half of AD, I written AS, which is equal to half of BC. I am writing this length BQ. So AS is equal to BQ. I written from this statement. Instead of half of AD, I written AS. Instead of half of BC, I written BQ. Now in triangle APS, we have a triangle here APS. This triangle. Okay, this is the triangle APS and BPQ. This triangle. I am taking these two triangles now. So in triangle APS and BPQ, we have AS is equal to BQ. We already proved here. AS is equal to BQ, proved above. Okay, already we proved. So I written the same statement here. AS is equal to BQ. Okay, again AP is equal to BP. Why? Because this P is the midpoint of line AB, correct? We done here. P is the midpoint of line AB. So we can equate AP is equal to PB because it is dividing, this midpoint is dividing the line AB into two equal parts. So I am equating AP is equal to BP. So I am writing AP is equal to BP. What is the reason? Since P is midpoint of A, B. Okay, written the reason. Again, we can write here, this is a rectangle, right? So this angle should be is equal to this angle, because here it is making 90-degree each. So I am equating the angle PAS. Angle PAS should be is equal to angle PBQ. Angle PBQ by using each 90-degree, because this is rectangle. So these two are 90-degree. So I am equating PAS is equal to PBQ. So side angle. So by using SAS criteria, we can write here these triangles are triangle APS is congruent to triangle BPQ by using SAS criteria. I written these two triangles are congruent. So if these two triangles are congruent, then we can equate their corresponding sides, corresponding parts. So I am equating PQ. PQ is equal to PS. This corresponding sides I am equating here. So I am equating here PS is equal to PQ, because since these two triangles are congruent, then by using CPCT, corresponding part of congruent triangle, I written SP is equal to PQ. So PS is equal to PQ I written here by using CPCT. I am putting this equation as 5. Okay. Next, from 3 and 5, which is 3, equation number 3 is this one, and equation number 5 is this one. PQ is equal to SR, here we have PQ is equal to SR, here we have, and PQ is equal to PS, correct? So we can write here from these two statements, PQ is equal to PS is equal to PQ is equal to SR. So PQ is equal to PS. So we can write PS is equal to this one SR. SR. What is PS and SR? PS, SR, PQ. These three sides are equal. So we can write here therefore. So similarly this side also should be equal to these three sides. So we can write here from 3 and 5 we get all the sides are equal. So if all the sides are equal in the quadrilateral PQRS, if all these 4 sides are equal, then we can say that PQRS is a rhombus. So for proving rhombus, we have to prove that all the sides are equal. So like we did, we have to prove that first it is a parallelogram. Next we have to take AD and BC are equal, half of AD, half of BC. Instead of half of AD, we should write SA, and instead of half of BC we should write QB, and equating here. Next I am taking two triangles. We have to prove that these two triangles are congruent. Then by CPCT we can write PS is equal to PQ. Already we proved here BQ is equal to AS. So we can write here PQ is equal to PS is equal to SR. So PQRS is a rhombus.